This is one of the most exciting and coolest collaborations of this year between Reebok and DC. Hey guys, welcome back to a Kicks Reasons channel, and today we're looking at the Reebok Pump Shaq Attaq and DC collaboration. This one is the Superman, or the Man of Steel as we know it. And the backstory here, for those of you that don't know, is Shaq was a huge Superman fan when he was growing up. That's why he had the Superman logo tattooed on his arm. And this is one of the first things you saw when he started playing on an NBA back in the day. The players back then didn't have too many tattoos, if you don't look at Dennis Rodman maybe. But I was fascinated he was a fan of Superman. I was a fan of Superman as well growing up. So that's why when Reebok did the collaboration, they chose the Pump Shaq Attaq to be the Superman shoe. Of course, across the line with the collaboration with DC, we have models that are teamed after Batman, Lex Luthor, some of the other DC characters as well. And those of you that have been following the Shaq Attaq model, you know that a couple years ago, Reebok released another Man of Steel or Superman themed Shaq Attaq. Very limited release that at the time was retailing with $160. I personally missed that one, and I'm still chasing a pair of my size because that was one of the most unique pairs released back in the day, and it's one that I'm really missing in my collection. Now with this new release, I have to say right off the bat, Reebok has done an amazing job again bringing a premium materials to the Shaq Attaq model. We're talking about almost entirely genuine suede. We're talking about the toe box. We're talking about the side paneling, minus obviously the netting in the back and the netting right here. And this really reminds me of those 2013, 2014 releases that Reebok did in collaboration with Packer. Some of those were my all-time favorite collaboration version of the Shaq Attaq, and I am so glad that I was able to grab 2-3 pairs back in the day to have them in my collection, because we know those we're never gonna see again. And these are some of the nicest ones that Reebok has ever released. Now over here we have an interesting combination. That's the first time I see a material like that used on the ton for the Shaq Attaq. It almost looks like denim. It's more like a fabric that looks like a denim, but it's not mesh, it's not leather, it's nothing like that. And again, makes the experience of the Shaq Attaq very interesting. Just like the previous releases, just like the OG release, the midsole is very soft, softer than what we had in the original pair. And I really appreciate that, because they were pretty dense. They were one of the most comfortable and light basketball shoes at the time because of the massive graphite plate. That was the first time any basketball shoe used a graphite plate. Reebok, of course, were first. The laces here are very nice. We're talking about cotton laces with metal tips right on the front. But anytime I see genuine materials like that, I get super excited. I'm telling you, the suede here again is great. It's just like it was back in the day. Really like the details here on the heel of the right shoe. We have the regular Shaq Attaq logo, and on the left shoe we have the Man of Steel inscription, which I really like. And right on the ton we have DC and Reebok Vector logo, which I was not expecting, but I really like that small little touch they did on the ton. The pumps are again unusual and not what we used to. It's not the basketball kind of surface, basketball type surface of the pump. It's more of a smooth, and we have the Superman logo. And let me see if those pumps are actually working. On the right shoe is working, and now for the left shoe, let's see, because sometimes we have hit and misses between the left and the right shoes. Okay, both pumps are functioning, so happy to report about that. These are produced in July of 2022, and let me see if I can pull the insoles. So one of the insoles have the Reebok logo and the DC logo on it, and the other one has the Superman logo. So these insoles are Ortholite, surprisingly. That's unusual for the Shaq Attaq, but again, this is the probably one of the few times I've seen Ortholite on the Shaq Attaq model. They're not the athletic ones, they're not the anatomically correct from back in the day, but still, Ortholite is very nice, especially if you're sweating too much to control that. sweating a little bit. Now I see, because this release is in suede, and the suede softer than genuine leather, they added some reinforcements on the toe box, and you can clearly see the reinforcement here. If you get closer, you know, the close-ups, you guys are gonna see that as well. It's a little bit different than the last couple releases, but it's kind of on the line of what we saw back in 2013 to 2014 releases. So I have to say, I'm quite excited about these ones. I think the color combination and the materials used here are excellent. They are really representing the colors of Superman. The genuine materials are really doing the surface for people like me that like to keep everything genuine and not use any synthetic materials. Because back in the day, this shoe was made in one of the most high quality leathers all over, and that's why it was very expensive. Not only because it was Shaq's first signature shoe, but the whole construction of the shoe was expensive to make, with the graphite implementation and the genuine materials. You're gonna notice what's missing here on the lateral side. We don't have the Reebok written down on this overlay. We only have the vector. Same goes on this side. And the previous release in, I think, 2016 for the Man of Steel or Superman, we had Man of Steel written down on the medial side right here. Now both shoes don't have anything written down on them aside from the back, where we have the Shaq Attaq and the Man of Steel, but nobody will mistake this shoe for anything else. We all know what it is. And I am so glad to add another pump Shaq Attaq to my collection to make them, I don't even know now, 40. I think I'm long overdue for a collection update, and I think this year being kind of the year of the Shaq Attaq, hopefully by the end of the year I'm going to get a couple of other ones, add them to the collection, and at the beginning of next year I'm going to do a collection for you guys, so you can see all the Shaq Attaqs I have throughout the years. But to go with these beautiful releases and collaboration with the DC, Reebok are also releasing merchandise, and this shirt is one of them. You can see we have the DC and we have the Vector logo, but the magic goes in the back. If I turn around, you'll see the giant logo right here. They have tons of these different themed t-shirts that I really like, and they will go excellent with the shoes. But yeah, I have to tell you, that is exactly the same nice high quality suede that I have on the Packer shoes, and I'm so glad that Reebok are keeping genuine materials on these releases, because that's exactly what they need to be. You're gonna see them on feet as well. They look amazing as always, and I hope you guys go ahead and grab these because they are incredible, and Shaq Attaq always looks great on feet. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you're new, and as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.